Hi YouTube, I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing okay. I have my air conditioner on. It should be shutting off. It's pretty warm here. Doug was getting really hot, so it's like, oh, I'll turn it on. It's okay. But I did turn the temperature up so it would shut off so I can talk to you for a while without the noise. So should be shutting off pretty soon here. Um, I was watching a leak project with Nathaniel Gillis. He's a demonologist, and he got me thinking about a lot of things, but mainly with the book of Enoch. I used to recommend people kind of even stay away from it because um, what it all entailed in being left out of the canonical scriptures. That are in our Bible, and it was in the original Bible. But I mean, just most people go into it and look at it. Well, okay, more of or even kind of like just spiritual, or you know, not mixing the spiritual with the physical. I don't know. I'll get to what my point is here, but I am going to leave a link for that, and I'm going to leave a link for a preacher called The Door that I've tried to tell people to read Psalms, because God's not all just lovey-dovey, all those Psalms has a lot of beautiful like songs and poetry in there. Um, that in Isaiah and Matthew, different places have a lot of places where God isn't so lovey dovey. And I'm not talking about these wars and this Satanistic shit. I'm talking about the language he uses towards people that keep sinning against him. So, anyway, it says God wakes up angry, and I can truly believe that. I'm glad I don't, but I believe he might. So I was thinking, what if all the diseases that we have, I mean, with these Satanistic necromancers, worship of the dead and whatnot, and if you listen to this Nathaniel explaining how the watchers were watching the bodies of the dead, okay, um, and just okay, I'm just gonna say it the only way I can say it. What if we have diseases in our bodies because our bodies were made from the semen of a dead man? Just, or, you know, wow, I couldn't say that any different, could I? What if they used Christ's blood after he was dead, and everybody's infected with that, and instead of giving them special abilities, it made humans that weren't human, because we're like part dead with Satan in us like that. Just some thoughts, just thinking out loud. Oh, what pleasant thoughts, right? It's terrible. Oh, shoot. It's a very high probability and most likely true, what I just said. So, was that the tree of good and evil? Was that the tree that wasn't supposed to be touched in the garden? That tree of death? Why do necromancers and wouldn't? And here's something: the worship of not the worship of God, but the belief and love for Jesus Christ. Wouldn't that be necromancy? Love of the dead? Well, he's a spirit, God's a spirit, but they say he died. So, unless he rose again, which he did, he would be still dead, but he's not, right? And that part of him in us isn't dead either. And our will, our free will that we have inside us, this is what they're trying to take away from us. Nathaniel was so eloquent. Um, I mean, he when you really look into words and etymology of words, you can really, and some people each have their own real special areas that they delve into. It's like I was watching Paul over at What the Flock TV. He had a live stream where he was talking about Janos or Janus, the two-faced man or person, um, and the two faces of that. That I think a lot of these type of things are kind of like parables. They mean more than one thing, you know, especially in these days. What's going on in this world, but it said that how was that worded? That the forefathers, or while we slept, and when they came back onto the earth after their deep sleep, it was in chaos. Or paraphrasing there, you know. So anyway, yeah, it's gang stalking time. Anyway, um, I'll get back to my train of thought in a minute here. Yeah, I do believe that is the sickness that all of us have in us, no matter what our anomaly is inside us. It stems from dead human cells infecting us, and animal cells and other tests and things that they've done with human beings through the years. I really think that. But yeah, that look up what what the Flock TV. He's really good. But I am gonna leave, like I said, a link for the door. That's the um he goes into some Psalms scripture and different ones, and he's got some pretty strong language against sinners, and a little couple little beliefs that I believe a little differently, but that's whatever a person can get out of it, is what we do. But I think you'll find value in that. It's about a half hour long, and I think Nathaniel's last night um was like 58 minutes or something like that. So I'll put Nathaniel's first because if you believe in God or not, the door's words, a preacher isn't going to really, he might be really scientifically minded, but not like Nathaniel Gillis is. It's a little bit different generation too. We're talking that Michael Dorr over at Dorr Ministries, or whichever they call something like Sunnydale Ministries or something, whatever. And he's really accomplished in his studies, you know, and other things in life. He's a good person, but um, the difference between like a 75-year-old man and say like I think Nathaniel, I'm going to give a rough guess, I'm going to say 50ish, somewhere around in there. So the difference of like what is that, 35 years, 50, 67, 25 years, um that that and all that can go on in 25 years, that a human being can not only learn something from their forefathers, but they can learn um their own things in their own rights, and well, also dude's amazing. So yeah, he's got um inside knowledge that he's sharing with people, and this is a fact. So I thought you just might want to know what all the fascination is with death on this planet, and really what's going on in what would be a split mind like Janos, or the one path down the middle, or the Y. And we were talking about like chromosomes over there being the X and the Y. And literally, if you turn a skull upside down, you can see that marking in a skull. If you put the two together, it's almost like a traditional cross. The not traditional, ancient cross, like a Celtic cross up in our skulls, you know. Like I said, just thinking out loud. So, but it always, well, that two-face thing and Janos, and then I always think of male or female that are called Jan or Janice, you know. I have an aunt Janice, so when I think of Janos, I kind of think of the two faces. So, adopted aunt. I don't have any natural aunts. My birth mother didn't have any siblings. Well, she has, I should say. I have a half uncle that was, I guess she's got a half brother that's from Portugal, I think, or something like that. So I do have like a half uncle somewhere down around the equator. And then I have step uncle, a couple of them, and a step aunt that would be my birth mother's step brothers and sisters when she was like, oh, about a teenager or so. My grandmother remarried, so my grandfather died on the operating table at 49 years old, by a quadruple heart bypass they were trying to do on him, and it didn't work. Or they killed him. One of the two. Probably killed him. Anyway, cheers, everybody. But anyway, but yeah, that Michael Dorr over at the door, he's like, oh, and yeah, if you smoke or you drink and you're a sinner, and I'm not that heavy into everything like that. Yeah, I realize that smoking may not be the best for me, but I also realize that there's other things that I'm strong in my life where um, I believe I believe anything in moderation. That's what I believe. Well, I'm not talking like when if you're pounding heroin, that's not anything in moderation there. So but you know what I mean. It's the same with eating like too much junk food or something. A little bit maybe, but people can go overboard with it. That reminds me, I put a link to an article I was reading about chocolate and 17 brands that have toxics in them that are cadmium, lead, and heavy metals. Remember, I was talking about like food that had like too much iron in it and stuff. So they went on to list the 17 companies, and that article is over on my Facebook. A link to it, and it's the Lindt Company, Mars, Hershey's. It had each company and the amount, and surprisingly, dark chocolate had more um, toxin in it than the milk chocolate, like in the Hershey's company. And yeah, I was surprised, like Lindt, and I knew that those Godiva chocolates were bad. I knew that because well, when I had some, I thought there was something really funky about them. But yeah, the whole list is over there, or just ignore it and take your chances. Because I for one probably won't stop eating Hershey's. Not probably entire. I've been throwing that up in the air for a while here. I might, if I do quit, it's gonna be like I'm not gonna probably ever want it again. So, because I do get like that with stuff. It's like for a while I was really hooked on pretzel rods and cream cheese, and now I've got like three cream cheeses just sitting in there and pretzels that I'll end up giving to the kitties. But I still like it, but I just not like I was liking it. So, and what did that for me was the weirdest thing. But it just entirely turned me off of wanting cream cheese for a while because, oh, here goes. Doug was eating cream cheese and the cat was licking the wrapper, and he'll even share with them off his spoon, cat or a dog. He's even had a puppy like suck on his tongue. I'm not kidding. This is just like Weirdsville. I mean, oh, anyway. So when I saw that, I thought to myself, self, you really don't even like cream cheese anymore, do you, self? And she was like, come to think of it, not as much as I used to. So, oh shit. That was about 2 weeks ago. And that cream cheese, not just the licked one, but other unopened ones, are just sitting there. And every time I see them, I'm just like, I think I'm going to try. And I told myself the other day, but I did give my kitties some other cheese I had. But because I get some in this old people box, and it's 2 pounds, and I don't really eat 2 pounds of cheese a month. You know, not really. I would if it was like a specialty something. Like there's this one dairy that's over in Wisconsin. Not far, it's actually our closest dairy, big dairy that makes cheese and that type of thing. And they have a award winning mozzarella, and like I love their string cheese. They have another cheese they make. It's a cheddar cheese, a yellow cheddar cheese that has salami in it, and it's really good. I like that just to eat it, like to take a couple bites if you don't really want a sandwich or anything. So, and I know somebody who quit eating it, and it's not bothering him anymore that he quit eating his cheese, which is good. So, but I haven't been eating as much as I used to either. I used to go over to that cheese store and I'd spend even close 50 to 100 bucks just worth of different cheeses like hot pepper jack um, and you could buy the ends, where or cheese curds of different sorts, and white cheddar. Oh, white cheddar cheese curds are really good. They're so yummy. One time Doug and I and my youngest son Jonathan had went up to Lake Superior, and they have fish houses around there that they sell different types of fish out of the lake. And I got some smoked salmon and some smoked trout and white cheddar, and I think I got yellow cheddar too, maybe. But anyway, it just so happened, and I didn't really like trout all that much as I did salmon. But that day, the white cheddar cheese curds and the oh, that's right, I brought my cheese with me, and we bought the fish up there, and then went and had a picnic. That was so awesome. It was like the two really good things I loved. Except for I used to like pickled fish with either some Munster cheese on the side and some crackers, or Havarti, which is a Danish cheese that's really creamy. It's yummy. So, but yeah. But I don't like pickled fish anymore either, and I'm allergic to seafood, so I try to stay away from it. I'm swollen today because last night I ate popcorn and peanut butter, and I'm not supposed to have either of them. So yes, if I look like I'm blotchy, I am because I didn't abide by my diet. So, but it was good. See, the popcorn was part caramel corn, like 1/3 caramel corn and 2/3 cheddar cheese corn. So I'd eat like about, well, I didn't eat the whole bag at once. I had some the other day and then saved some for last night. But I shouldn't have had that and the peanut butter. And when I do something stupid like that, I pay for it. So, and I still haven't exercised yet today, but I'm gonna get it done. But I thought, well, I'm gonna make a video because I wanted to share that Nathaniel's he didn't just read this stuff, he's actually studied it, because I can tell just by his opinions that he gives that there's more going on inside there that he wants to say, you know. And when he can prove it with words and the definitions of those words and where they came from, that's important to me. That's why I would tell people just kind of stay away from the book of Enoch, because it's a bunch of shit. It's not that it isn't true. It's the way it's written. It makes it sound like it's more of a spiritual thing when it's more of the physical thing that's going on in the world, that these demons literally did lay with the dead and play with the dead and literally cultured human life out of death. So how do we pull our heads up out of that one, huh? Or if you feel like you have memories inside you that aren't yours, or you have memories inside you that was you another time, the deja vu thing, you know, all the weird, not coincidental things. I was wondering if Brucey's all had storms up there today. We have storms coming in here, but they're coming from the west, and they're supposed to be here tonight in tomorrow morning. So the humidity was really bad today. But I was thinking he didn't have his live stream today. Um, he might this evening, 7 o'clock Eastern time, but so I'll just have to see. That's let me see, 7 o'clock Eastern time is 6 o'clock my time. So, or is it the other way around? I'm just not here right now, I guess. Forget it. I usually don't have a problem with that, but that isn't happening today. I'm not even going to stress my mind. It's just, yeah. There'll be more people coming out and speaking up with what has been hidden from everybody and why it has been hidden. You know, it does boil down to this: God is singular, almighty, and we are out of his thoughts for the present moment. That's my belief. Yes, I believe they call it a matrix, makes it sound all fake like that or simulated or whatever. It's all too real in its funky way, just like a computer is real in its funky way. It's really there. It really does that. We're really here. We're really doing this, you know. This is us, you know. So it's not like we're not in a computer game. A computer game doesn't, well, a computer can play with the player, yeah. But um, in this level of our existence, we can earn our willpower. There's ones that have literally stole our willpower and have used um, witchcraft and um, manipulation and fear and all kinds of tactics to keep us subservient, doing what they want us to do, like some slaves, you know. And that's the bottom line. It wasn't really even the slavery thing, but the initial death, I believe. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was. I'm not going to say any more on that. I was going to say the amount of people I thought that died the first time somebody died that was Cain. So the scriptures say. But I have some other thoughts on that too. But I'll just let your imagination take over from there. You know, it's like, yeah, because what I'm talking about scientifically is an imagination, and they talk about raising Satan from, or opening the gates. That's already happened. He's already here. The ones that are born with their hearts cold, waxed cold, the walking dead, the undead, the immortals that know that they can breed bodies to go into and what they want out of us and our offsprings. So that's why walking with God's a really important thing, because this is a true battle for our souls, not just our bodies in the immediate, but the energy to go along with it and the willpower that they can harness for their own from us, you know. Well, I appreciate you joining me. I hope you have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Happy weekend. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.